Have you ever wondered how some people just get others? It's like they walk into a room and they can connect, persuade, and lead, and it all just seems so effortless. Well, for almost 100 years now, the answer for a lot of people has been a single book. So today, we're going to break down the absolute core principles of Dale Carnegie's classic, How to Win Friends and Influence People. So let's just start with the big question, the one that drives this whole thing. What is the secret to having real, genuine influence? I'll tell you what it's not. It's not about manipulation, and it's definitely not about winning arguments. Carnegie believed it's something way more fundamental, something that gets to the heart of human nature itself.
And there it is. Carnegie's answer is a total game changer. Seriously, this one idea is the foundation for everything else we're going to talk about. It's this radical shift from focusing on what we want to really, truly understanding what drives other people. The key isn't to push your own agenda, but to figure out how to frame your goals in terms of what they want. Okay, so how do we actually put that powerful idea into practice? Well, Carnegie breaks it all down into some really actionable techniques, starting with 3 fundamental rules for handling people. This is like the bedrock of his entire philosophy. But before we even get to the rules, we have to accept this one critical truth. When we interact with people, we're not dealing with logic. We're dealing with pride, with vanity, prejudice, a whole universe of emotions. Logic, a lot of the time, takes a back seat. Forgetting this is probably the first and biggest mistake all of us make. So, with that in mind, here they are, the 3 golden rules. And notice, the very first one is about what not to do. It's about restraint. See, criticism is totally futile because it just instantly puts people on the defensive. It wounds their pride. The real path to influence, instead, starts with genuine appreciation, and you guessed it, tapping into their motivations. And this quote just nails that first rule perfectly. As Carnegie points out, any fool can criticize, condemn, and complain. And let's be honest, most fools do. But it takes real character and self-control to be understanding and forgiving. How you treat people, especially when you have the power to criticize them, that's what really defines your own greatness. Right. So, once you've mastered the basics of not pushing people away, the next step is to actively draw them in. This is where we go from just, handling people correctly to genuinely making them like you. The power of these ideas is that they are so profoundly simple. None of this is rocket science, right? But it does require a genuine shift in focus away from ourselves. I mean, think about it. When was the last time someone truly, deeply listened to you without just waiting for their turn to talk? How did that make you feel? That's the exact power you can give to other people. Now, of all those things on the list, Carnegie pulls one out as being uniquely, personally powerful. He says it's the single most important sound to any person in any language on Earth. Any guesses? It's their name. That's it. Remembering and using someone's name is such a subtle but profound compliment. It basically says, you matter to me. I see you as an individual. It just validates their existence in a really simple, direct way that nothing else quite does. Okay, so you've learned not to criticize, you're building rapport, but what happens when you actually need to change someone's mind? This is where we level up from just building a connection to the real art of gentle persuasion. Carnegie's whole idea here is that you just can't win an argument. You can't. Even if you completely dominate with facts and logic, you've probably lost that person's goodwill. I mean, think about it. Arguing just wounds their pride and makes them defensive. Persuasion, on the other hand, it starts by genuinely trying to see their point of view first. You build a bridge of goodwill that can actually lead to an agreement. Now we get to the final level of Carnegie's teachings, leadership. And this isn't about being a boss or having some fancy title. No, this is about how to change people's attitudes or behaviors without causing offense or resentment. This is the art of true influence. So here are 4 key strategies for being a really effective leader. Instead of just barking orders, you ask questions that let people figure out their own solutions. Instead of pointing out flaws, maybe you talk about your own mistakes first. And by giving someone a fine reputation to live up to, well, you inspire them to become the very best version of themselves. It's powerful stuff. So after all of these techniques, handling people, making them like you, persuading them, leading them, Carnegie says it all boils down to one single overarching secret. And this is the whole thing right here. The crucial point is this.
True success in any human interaction just comes down to empathy. It's the ability to genuinely step outside of your own head and see the world through someone else's eyes. If you can master just this one skill, all the other principles, they'll start to follow naturally.
And that brings us to the end. But look, the real value in all of this isn't just knowing the principles, it's actually applying them. So, as you go about your day, think about this. Which one of these ideas, it could be as simple as smiling more or really trying to see someone else's point of view. Which one are you going to put into practice first?